Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a topic that is absolutely rewiring how modern organizations operate. We're talking about converting AI adoption into measurable enterprise value. For a lot of us, AI started out as a shiny new toy, something that maybe helped us draft an email or a Slack message just a little bit quicker. But honestly, we are way past that honeymoon phase now. Today, we're going to look at how to take AI from being just a simple digital speed tool and turn it into a massive engine for true enterprise value. Right off the bat, I want you to ask yourself a really important question. Does faster output actually mean better output? We really have to challenge this myth that AI is just a giant digital stopwatch designed to make people type faster. Generating content faster is, well, it's just activity. What we actually want to focus on are real, measurable outcomes.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover moving beyond just saving time, elevating individuals and teams, smarter processes and decisions, managing AI productivity risks, and finally, the human plus AI model. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. Beyond just saving time.
If you're an enterprise leader, or maybe a program director managing complex deliverables and budgets, you've got to look past that initial magic of seeing a document write itself in 10 seconds. When you're evaluating an AI tool, you really need to ask yourself, does this actually improve quality? Does it reduce our risk? Does it create real, measurable business value? And maybe, most crucially, does it strengthen or weaken accountability? We have to shift our entire mindset from simply cutting down time to actually driving undeniable business outcomes. Because here's a hard truth we all have to accept. Faster output is not automatically better output. Think about it. If an AI hallucinates a flawed report in 2 seconds, you haven't actually saved any time. You've just created a huge mess at lightning speed. To judge real business impact, leaders absolutely must measure things like accuracy, relevance, how much rework is required, and whether your users actually trust the output. Moving on to Section 2, elevating individuals and teams. To really scale up, we first have to step down to the micro level, right? Because AI always touches the individual worker first before it scales out to the entire team. For most of us, this was our very first experience with AI, acting as an incredible, tireless personal assistant. It helps us draft content faster, summarize massive, boring documents, and brainstorm ideas. It's fantastic. But remember, personal productivity is just the starting line. Because when we scale that individual assistance up to the team level, things get really powerful. AI can step in to summarize meetings, track action items, consolidate project updates, and even spot delays before they blow up. If you're a program director, just think for a second about how much time you spend purely collecting info from multiple teams and doing repetitive coordination. Scaling AI to the team level significantly slashes that administrative burden, and it creates a pool of shared knowledge almost effortlessly. All right, Section 3, smarter processes and decisions. Scaling AI from team coordination to completely transforming enterprise processes, well, this is where the real complexity kicks in. It helps to look at AI workforce transformation as a 3-step progression. Step 1 is task automation, getting rid of the repetitive stuff. Step 2 is task augmentation, helping professionals work faster and better. But Step 3, that's the ultimate destination, role reinvention. As leaders, you're primarily preparing your organizations for this exact third step. So, what does role reinvention actually mean? It is the emergence of completely new responsibilities that didn't even exist a few years ago. We're talking about AI governance, risk management, model oversight, and prompt design. You aren't just adopting a new chatbot here, you're leading an organization through a complete operational overhaul. Let's make this concrete. Imagine a traditional identity and access management review. The current manual process is usually a headache. Reviewers inspecting hundreds of entitlements by hand, dealing with crazy delays, repeated work, and super slow decision points. Now, contrast that with an AI-enabled process. AI steps in to prioritize the riskiest cases and instantly provides the supporting context. It totally removes those unnecessary manual steps. But, and this is crucial, human approval remains necessary. Basically, the AI tees up the decision, but the human actually makes it. I really want to pause on this quote because it's absolutely central to everything we're talking about today. A confident AI answer is not always a correct answer. Look, AI can consolidate information and present scenarios brilliantly, but we can literally never afford to forget its limits when it comes to making final decisions. While AI is great at identifying patterns and comparing alternatives, the actual quality of your final decision depends entirely on a few key things. If your data quality is garbage, or the AI is missing context, the decision is going to be flawed. Strong explainability, robust governance, and ultimately, human judgment, these are what truly dictate the quality of the outcomes. Bottom line, you cannot outsource human judgment to an algorithm. Which brings us to Section 4, Managing AI Productivity Risks. We have to urgently talk about the flip side of all this. What happens when an organization uses AI purely as a cheap cost-cutting tool, with zero guidance? Well, you get massive systemic risk. Poorly managed AI creates low-quality output and tons of hidden rework. It breeds overconfidence and actually reduces critical thinking among your staff. You're looking at data leakage, shadow AI, and severe accountability confusion. I mean, when something goes wrong, who's responsible? The employee or the tool? This kind of confusion creates major employee anxiety and totally unfair performance comparisons.
So, what is the fix for all these hazards? It's deliberate, intentional leadership. The leader's role is to create a safe and measurable adoption framework. You absolutely have to balance the drive for efficiency with a non-negotiable commitment to quality, safety, and trust.
Finally, Section 5, the Human plus AI model. This framework right here perfectly resolves the tension we've been discussing, making AI both incredibly effective and totally safe. Look at how these capabilities contrast. AI can summarize, classify, and draft all day long. But humans? We must approve, judge, challenge, and validate. AI can retrieve data and prioritize risks, but the human must make the final decision and remain accountable. And vitally, you absolutely must log the inputs, the sources, the approvals, and the exceptions so that you have total transparency across the board.
And to make sure this whole framework succeeds, efficiency can only be one small piece of the puzzle. You have to measure true business value, risk, accuracy, actual user adoption, and user trust. The metrics for redesigning a process go far, far beyond just speed. I want to leave you with this final, profound thought as we wrap up our explainer today. The real measure of AI is not how much it generates. It is how much value it creates without weakening trust, judgment, or accountability. AI shouldn't just be a tool to make us work faster. It should empower us to make better decisions, eliminate avoidable effort, and genuinely create more meaningful work. So as you implement AI in your own organization, ask yourself, are you just generating more stuff, or are you actually creating value? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you next time.